Hey there, welcome. So, introduction to physical geodesy. This is an image, poor quality, but it's the only thing I could really find that it's just sort of a sci-fi image of the Enterprise with a force field. And yes, force fields are real. They're not exactly what we think of or how science fiction is portrayed what a force field is. But I thought it was a cool image for kicking off physical geodesy. So what we've been doing so far is under the bailiwick of geometrical geodesy. So geometrical geodesy is what we've been doing. And what is the difference? So geometrical geodesy, this is the study of locations and coordinates in regards to the geometry of the shape of the Earth. We've done very little with the geoid. We've pretty much just kind of introduced what the geoid is, how it's derived, and how we use it. But we haven't really studied any of the theory behind the development of the geoid. So it's just the geometry, primarily in regards to the ellipsoid or the sphere, or 3D Cartesian coordinates. So in regards to the geometry of the Earth, or the shape of the Earth. So that's geometrical geodesy, and that's what we've been doing all term long. And what we need to do is wrap up the term. So for the rest of the term, we're going to be looking at physical geodesy. And physical geodesy is really a different animal than geometrical geodesy. And physical geodesy is the study, and these definitions are just sort of an amalgam of several definitions I've read in researching a lot of this junk. I shouldn't say junk. It's cool stuff. I like it. So it's the study of the shape of, and I should say it's the study and the development of the shape of the geoid in terms of gravity, and rotational velocity. And in using those, we have to study accelerations. And this is probably screaming physics to you, so you would not be wrong. So physical geodesy is necessary for establishing heights. Establishing heights. So as we noted or have learned, the shape of the geoid is not a mathematical shape. That is, it can't be modeled by any particular function like we can with the ellipsoid. The ellipsoid we can define with just a couple of parameters and some defining functions. The geoid is not a mathematical surface. Mathematical surface. Although we can use mathematics to, once we've developed a geoid model, we can use mathematics to determine heights in regards to the geoid. So we have these vectors that everywhere are perpendicular. And since it's an equipotential surface, since it's a equipotential surface, the vectors are of equal magnitude. But since those vectors are always perpendicular to the equipotential surface, and the equipotential surface is non-uniform, they are they are of unequal direction. And this is nothing new. We touched on this topic a bit ago. Now, here's the rub. While I am comfortable with physical geodesy and the physics behind it, it is very physics-based. So, physics-based. Through empirical data. So it's constructed, a geoid is constructed through actual experimentation and taking measurements of gravity on the Earth's surface. So it's a completely different animal than what we've been doing. And like I started to say, while I'm comfortable working with physical geodesy, I'm not as adept or as confident with physical geodesy as I am with geometrical geodesy. I feel pretty confident with geometrical geodesy and adept enough to certainly instruct on the topic, but physical geodesy I'm not as familiar with, so I'm going to be learning. I've been working on learning the in-depth theory behind physical geodesy so I could construct lectures. And in my research and reading and doing that, I came across some tutorials by MetEd. And it's a branch of MetEd they call Comet, and they work in conjunction with the NGS to develop tutorials on all sorts of topics in the geosciences. The more I looked through this website, the more I discovered its value. It's of huge value. In fact, it's going straight into all my bookmarks on my browsers, so I can watch tutorial or work through tutorials on various topics in the geosciences. So I'm going to bring that up. Let me bring up where is it? Here we go. Here we go. So I posted 2 links on Canvas. There's part 1 and a part 2, both having to do with gravity for geodesy. And they're fantastic tutorials. They really go in depth and explain the theory very well. So when you click on the link, so here I brought up Gravity for Geodesy 1, Foundations. And these these websites, these tutorials are accessible through NGS, the NGS website, as well as on Canvas, where I posted the tutorials. So when you click on the first tutorial, you come to a page like this. So you're going to have to join. So if you click on this link, you can either join for free up in the upper right. It'll take you, or click here and go to create an account. And it's a typical registration process. You put in your email. Be sure to check that you're at least 16 years of age. And then all your usual ID stuff. You create a username, your name, you create a password, give United States as the location, Klamath Falls, or your home location, wherever you are. And then you come down to affiliation. So your affiliation is going to be education. And sub-affiliation, you can be college, university student. And make sure the next box, it says supervisor or instructor email. I've made these two tutorials together worth 100 points. So that's an easy 100 points. All you have to do is complete the tutorials and then do well on the quizzes. There's quizzes. They're not difficult quizzes. And if you put my email address, my school email address here in this box, then I will get the notification when you've completed the quiz. Also, make sure you check mark this permission, this first permission box that says, yes, my progress and quiz results may be shared. Otherwise, those quiz results won't come to me and you won't get credit for the assignment. These are going to be an easy 100 points. So the material is fantastic. You will need to assimilate the information and be able to use it in order to get through the quizzes, but the tutorials are so explanatory, you shouldn't have any trouble at all. So then you would create your account. Since I've already created an account, I'm just going to sign in. Hopefully I have my email and password. There we go. Okay. And if you look at the tutorials, so education and training, down here at the bottom, there are 84 pages of tutorials. That's hundreds and hundreds of tutorials. Or at least over 100 tutorials. So this is a great resource. You can find a tutorial in pretty much any topic regarding the geosciences. A lot of Geodesy topics. So you might want to bookmark this and use this throughout your career. The courses, let's see, I need to get back to the, there. So once you've created a login and then signed in, you can come over here to the actual tutorial. So there is a pre-assessment. Make sure you do the pre-assessment. That's part of the 100 points. So this is an exam you'll take before you even learn anything about it. So you can get 0 points on the exam and you're still going to get full credit for that portion. So don't stress on the pre-analysis. It's just interesting to look at the development of your understanding through the pre-analysis and then the quizzes that follow. So if you go to up here, this green box open, it's going to take you immediately to the tutorial, and you just click begin and you start going through it. So it does make you do it asks you to do the pre-assessment. So once you do that, you can go back and then just begin lesson. And it's going to take a minute. There. So, and it just walks you through. So there's 2 tutorials. You'll want to go through both of them and do the quizzes. Make sure I'm getting the notifications when you've completed them. And that is it for this. Now, probably what you're saying is, hey, Rob, you're really dropping the ball here. You're teaching this course. Why am I doing a tutorial online? Well, I explain why I'm not teaching this part, because I want to learn it too. So I'm really not copying out. I'm going to be going through these tutorials in their entirety and really dissecting the information so that we can work together if you need to. If you're confused about some of the concepts in physics, I can definitely help with those topics. And we can work through these tutorials together over the next couple weeks. These will be due, the completion of these tutorials will be due the last day of Dead Week, so right before finals, and you have plenty of time to get through them. These will take place of all future lectures. So anyway, work through these. Keep me posted on your progress if you have any questions. And I would love to set up some Zoom discussions. Typically when I teach courses, just so you know, the final week before finals, so Dead Week, I typically do not post lectures in any of my courses. What I do instead is I put out an invitation to set up a Zoom session with me for a one-on-one Zoom session. I'm keeping that week clear, Dead Week, and you can request to have either a discussion with other students if you'd like, or just a one-on-one where we can go over some of the concepts that you're a little more hazy on or have questions or anything you want. So I will be sending out an announcement next week to start sending me requests for Zoom sessions. And that's it. That's it for this lecture. A pretty straightforward and easy one. So enjoy the tutorials. The images are great. The videos are great. I really like these. I'm probably going to start incorporating these into my lesson plans and materials more prevalently with some other classes, just because they're so good. So anyway, enjoy this and let me know how you're doing. I'm going to be watching for your progress. Have a great day. Bye.